Good evening, good people. It is time for another installment of our Duckling Boot Camp, Class 105, and also the Platy Party. So we're going to be seeing some of our more experienced runners doing the race here. I am Saracen, joined in the booth by Luffy DV. Loof, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful, Saracen. Lovely Sunday evening. Happy Final Fantasy Platy Party, everyone. This is going to be fun. We have some fun stuff we're going to talk about here tonight that we were kind of reviewing a few minutes ago, so get ready for it.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fun one. So I'm getting ready to drop the gate here for our racers, so they'll be on a 10-minute delay. That'll give us plenty of time to talk about the fun here.
Yeah. Yep. Take a look at the flags whenever you're ready to bring them up there, Hate. Thank you, Hate, on the restream. We got J-Lo and Sonny Rath tracking for us as well, keeping things straight. So thank you to our crew joining us this evening.
All right. So we're getting it starting off in the goal section, which is changed. You don't get to hear me say that very often. We got a shard hunt tonight.
Yeah, so we took the 4 orbs that you have in the vanilla game, we smashed them into 28 pieces or more, and spread them out in treasure chests, and they're also going to be guarded by fiends. So the teleporter that you step on to light the orb will now also give you a certain amount of shards, depending on which fiend you fight. Either Carry or Lich give 2, and Kraken or Tiamat will give 4. So there's some strategy involved here as to where to get your shards. You can open a lot of boxes. You can decide to take fiends and open minimal boxes. There's a lot of really intricate things that can be done here.
Yeah, and with the shard hunt, we have exactly 28 as our goal, so we'll need 28 total. There are 32 in chests around the world, as well as a total of 12 from those fiend orbs. So this is going to be a fun one, I think.
Yeah, I always like Shard Hunt. To talk about last Wednesday's flags a little bit, it was, this feeds my inner Luke Goblin opening boxes, so I always like these. They're fun.
All right, on to difficulty and scaling. We ticked it up just a little bit on the scaling. You see a little 10% bump on both the minimum and maximum here. So it's going to be a little bit harder, potentially.
Yeah, a little more than average than vanilla, which you typically get with the 70 to 150.
We did keep the experience progressive scaling based on your key items, so that's worth noting. It's not going to be based on the shards. We had the option to do that. I didn't do that here. So yeah.
Yeah, it can go either way. This will be... I feel like this is geared a little bit more toward the idea of being, more new player friendly with the XP boon coming from items rather than shards. Because you can go, in some seeds, 30, 35 minutes, only find 4 shards, and then all of a sudden they come in a flurry. So this will be much more balanced, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. On to our items and locations. Items are going to look very familiar. Locations, we have random ordeals, which is less of a deal than you think, but sometimes you get the cheeky exit off the second floor. And random unlocked in Sea Shrine. We do not have the Mermaid Prison on this time. This means that it is only excluding that friendly chest in the crescent moon-shaped room.
Indeed. So play here usually for our runners will be to take Kraken side first, open the boxes on the way down, and then if you have to go back in, go back in. But with only 2 pieces of gear in the pool, the moss and the ribbon being them, they're really good. We're going to probably want those depending on party composition. But we'll see. Maybe we don't need to open chests and Sea Shrine when we go there. Maybe we do. Time will tell.
All right, game mode and overworld, nothing to see here, just our early open progressions. So moving on to maps and routing. Yeah, nothing to see here either. It's all the same that you're used to seeing.
Yep. Guy's shop, hospitality, superstore. Moving on.
All right, here's our big one. Trapped chests with local formations. This is where your shards will be.
Yes.
So when you have a trapped chest, it will have a little crossed swords icon or something of the note. You'll see it.
Yeah, it'll have like
Um,
an X or something on it. You'll know it looks different.
so those will have an encounter. It will be local to the area. Keep in mind that that means Canaria locked and Dwarf Armory and Elf locked. Those are going to have encounters, and what you think is local to them may not actually be what is local to them. So keep
Hmm.
that in mind.
Yeah, this
Um,
this can be tricky, so we'll see.
and what's really interesting about local formations specifically is it makes the encounters in like marsh and ice, which are a little bit scary,
Hmm.
but they're easier encounters than the ones that you'll be getting in sky or sea.
Yeah.
So also worth considering there.
It makes those really trash fights in those dungeons, like you said, definitely intimidating because if something rolls with a nasty piece of script, it can be really frustrating if you have, say, 4 trap chests there and you want to get all those shards. So there's going to be a lot of really decision making by our runners tonight. So we'll see what they decide to do.
Yep. All right, shops and magic.
Pretty standard
This
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
this nothing new here.
Yeah.
All right.
The giggle here is real.
We have Shuffle Fiends turned on. So what
Yes.
that means is that you may go into Earth Cave potentially, and you may go to fight the fiend there, and it may not be a Lich.
Hmm.
It could be Tiamat. It could be Kraken. It could be Carrie. It could still be Lich.
Yeah.
But that just shuffles them around in their respective dungeons. Um, let me tell you that this flag is a lot more intimidating than you might think about it being at first blush.
Yeah. I absolutely love this in this flag set. It's super fun. It really makes, that play of like, I'll just take the fiend to get my shards here, at like a level 7 dive. You think you're going to find Lich, and no, suddenly you have Tiamat, and then you got a whole world of problems. Like, this is really fun. It's a neat little wrinkle that you decided to put in. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so the big reason on this is because you've got 12 shards gated by fiends in total. It's 2 in the earth orb, 2 in
Hmm.
the fire orb,
Hmm.
4 in sea, 4 in sky, right?
Yeah.
So why not shake it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Easy shards coming out of Volcano because it's just walk there and take your damage tiles on the way and get no encounters. Nah,
Mhm.
you might have a real fight there.
Yeah. And calling out also that it is the teleporter, like I said, that will give the designated shards. So you might go through Volcano, roll up there, have Kraken punch through, but only get your 2 shards from the Volcano teleporter because it's not Sea Shrine. So it is going to be tied to the actual dungeon more so than the fiend that they're going to be representing in that dungeon. So be mindful of that.
Yeah. Other than that, this is pretty normal. That's just a fun little flag I decided to put in here.
3-minute warning on our runners too, but we're almost through this.
Oh yeah, we're close. Party
Yeah.
composition. Anything you want.
Yep. Freebies.
Class balance. We are continuing on with our 3 bonus, 1 malice. Still have the innate magic bonuses on here. No having of the black belt crit rate. We still have our lock picking. So just want to expose everybody to a little bit more on the side of malices so that we get a little bit more practice with those. But, hate. So this is, just continuing to use 3 bonuses here is the kindness afforded to learning what this is all about. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you have to make the best of poor choices, and
Yeah.
and at least with 3 bonuses, you get a little bit better on that front.
Yeah, it's a little more forgiving, because you can roll a really nasty malice that can, rarely, but it could destroy whatever bonuses you have. So this is definitely to add that little bit of balance, compared to a 2-0 bonus to malice. So this is fun.
Absolutely. All right, on to equipment. Nothing new here.
No.
Still our -3 +5. Still keeping that Trance's status in our game adjustments because I think that flag should be standard. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that. Maybe one day too. Not this duck roll, but maybe one day we'll throw on that increased dark penalty, and you guys can see the fun there.
Someday.
Yeah, not today.
All right, we have roughly 1 minute before our 4 runners take off into the night.
Perfect.
As we have Jesus the Frog, Rob Draven, Ale Markin, and Dark Moon EX as our runners on stream tonight. They're all sporting the same party pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a couple white mages instead of red mages. We got a white mage instead of a black mage, and it's named after me? What the heck is this? That's crazy talk. Actually, I've been loving on the white mages lately, so I can't say it's a surprise. But yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a race here.
Yeah, Ale and Dark Moon on the bottom, Rob and Jesus on the top. Party composition, the fighter thief pretty standard. I saw chat call and say black belt is pretty good in these flags. Agreed. They're definitely, with their bonuses, could be really nice, but with the trap boxes and the shuffled trap tiles or spike tiles, I mean, we really want to focus on 2 other melees, in my humble opinion. But this is where we find the eye tile very early, and I'm proven wrong. So we'll see.
Some days it'd be like that.
It do.
And we are off. Time to see what we got in our magic shops. Harm 4 for the white mage on the 2 white mage sides. Nuke level 1, however, for our red-black. And
yeah.
I'm... part of me is like, man, do you reroll?
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, the harm 4 is good enough, as long as it's on a white mage.
yeah. The white lock only there on the harm 4 would make me consider hard slamming that reset, especially with the malice on the white mage, which we didn't get a chance to talk about just yet.
Yeah, we didn't talk about our bonuses and malices here, and I already closed the seed. Do we remember what those are? In our race room.
I can pull it up again real quick if you give me a second.
Thavian tossing it out into chat here. So the fighter has elemental magic, resist time, fire, lightning, and heal magic.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, heal magic's on the thief. Plus 40 HP on the fighter, but malice minus 20 strength. Minus 20 strength, not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's less than a temper, so I don't really care that much about that penalty.
Mm-hmm.
The resistance is really good though. Resist zap, resist glare.
Yep, very, very handy.
And elemental magic is fire 2, lit 2, ice 2 in level 8 slots, which I mean, sure.
Yeah, you're not going to get level 8 charges on that character anyway, so that's free magic.
Yep. Our thief starts with extra gold, can equip the shield, has heal magic, which includes life 1, but it has -1 MDef per level.
Mm-hmm.
Black belt with plus 20 vit, plus 40 strength, plus 20 MDef, -10 agility, which is actually like less impressive of a black belt than I think might otherwise be understood.
Right.
Strength does nothing once you stopped using a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a ship and TNT from our royals here. And we see that on Dark Moon's side.
Interesting. So we got half a dwarf stop and some pretty good movement right away. Nice.
Yep. So continuing on, Red Mage, Telemagic, very important.
Yep.
Wood Evade, which is strong, plus 20 strength, but can't wear a ribbon. Well, if I was going to do Wood Evade, I can't wear a ribbon anyway. So, cool.
Yeah. Telemagic.
Well Telemagic is super good.
Mm-hmm.
White Mage starts with plus 5 luck. Elemental plus magic, which is going to be the 3s. And
tier 3 Aga spells, if you will.
Yeah. And promo fighter armor, which can be kind of interesting. You get your flame armor, ice armor, but cannot cast life 1.
Mm-hmm.
Fast warp.
Bane ice 2. I think I saw harm 2, and there was protect, which Dark Moon uses the the spells that are different. I think that's maybe Invis 1.
Probably. Oh, fog.
Thank you, Hate.
Yep. And then finally, our black mage is plus 10 strength, plus 20 hit percent, plus 20 hit points, minus 10 MDef. The hit points are the only thing that matter on that.
Yeah, it means nothing. The MDef, it sounds bad, but you're not putting a ribbon really on them anyway, unless you find a third one. Sure. The 20 hit, you're never swinging. The 10 strength, again, it's useless. But the 20 hit points is fine for some early survivability. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, so that level 2 white magic is nothing to write home about.
Nope.
But fast, warp, and bane are all very valuable spells in level 2.
Yep. I like Ice 2 as well, but Nuke level 1 makes that, completely irrelevant.
Yep.
Ice 2 is underrated. You can take out a pack of waters with Ice 2, so it's a nice spell, but in this particular seed, not so useful.
Looks like Ale's headed over to Dwarf as Jesus and Rob are finishing up their pirates. Darkmoon also heading over there, but realizing quickly that he doesn't have a canoe.
Darkmoon's still on Winter Tournament flags settings right here.
All right, we got mummies and a whiz mummy inside that first box in Dwarf. The mummies have Fire 1.
It's annoying, but fine.
Yeah, we have Nuke for this.
Yeah. Oh, Whiz Mummies look like they rolled down a little bit as well. It was less than 220. Sometimes they can roll in the upper 300s.
All right, so that's a free pro ring, which is always nice.
Yep.
And our first slivers for 2 of our runners.
And just to point out in chat that the slivers are the shards. They can have different names depending on what the seed decides it wants to call it. They can be called Bigses, wedges, orbs, stones, you name it. Tonight they're slivers.
Excal neutral in the Toya's closet. That's a real interesting to see. And that was a canal coming out of Narek. So is this even randomized?
Right. Okay.
So Ale doing a strat here that I think only comes up from some particularly veteran runners of heading right out of the inner sea so that you can, one, go over and get your Crescent Lake check, but also you can utilize the outer dock for Elfland for when you want to do marsh and all of that. So
yeah, the only time that comes back to bite me and feel rather annoying is when you get, you turn like an herb or something and you're on the outside dock and you get the crystal and you have to go back inside anyway. But this is a nice move. Level 1 Nuke also makes a Ordeals dive here at a low level much more palatable. As we see Temper there, level 6, black locked. So that's there, I suppose.
I hate calling out that the hint giver in Canaria said that the herb is held by... That's not right. The herb is somewhere, but that wasn't it. Well, we've got a bottle, which ain't great. Oh, Sarda has the herb.
Okay.
Notable Fade, slot 1, level 3. So the Red Mage learnable. Also, Saber and Ruse were good spells at that level, and Ice 3. Harm 3 and Lock were both at level 4 as notables. Slab is in the elf item shop, which I don't know if that was within reach.
Is just doing the Marsh Attic play right here. I'm not sure if he got a shard out of there or not, but warps himself out, keeps what he found.
Okay. Rob also heading into Marsh here. And just trying to avoid the early invis. Yeah.
Sahags or Odd Eyes had Blizzard too. There's mowed down ale a little bit there, so that's going to be frustrating early game sailing. But at some point, that'll be a moot point again.
Sometimes they're just here to give you the business, and that's just what it is.
It happens, Even the most mundane enemies sometimes can make you feel real bad.
So there is one shard in the top right chest of top. So that's what Rob is getting right now.
I figured it had to be seeing Jesus actually warp out and keep whatever they found. So that makes sense. Getting a ruby out of the marsh basement as well, masquerading as edamame. Delicious.
Delicious indeed. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Procape +3 is a real nice shield for your casters.
Yeah,
So,
that's some good absorb there. Another shard as well. So that's got to be at least 3 or 4 so far for our runners. At 9 minutes, that feels pretty decent. Like I was saying earlier, I've had seeds go where it's 20, 30, 40 minutes, and I'm still sitting there at like 5 or 6 shards, and then they come in a flurry after that. But boy, does that feel real bad in the beginning.
alright. So, we're up to 2 pieces of the wood set on the Red Mage for Jesus. We'll have to see where that last piece is, but currently having to debate between the wood shield and the Procape, and through the Procape down to the Black Mage. I agree.
Dead Pulse in chat, I thought edamame was an instrument. You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe Sarah's branching out and making salad now.
Edamame is the popcorn of sushi places.
Yeah. Usually comes salted and roasted. It's quite delicious.
I did notice a Fire 2 stick on one of our runners' screens, which would have been one of the Marsh checks, I'm pretty sure. Or it would have been Matoya, if I'm mistaken on that. But that's a handy thing for the thief to have access to.
Yeah, free fire 2 is nice. Any kind of like free sweeper is a nice bonus for these melees that aren't going to be doing much damage swinging here in the early game.
The always feels bad where one enemy lives through the harm 4 and then goes off afterwards.
Yeah, I was going to say harm 4 showing harm 4 things.
Yeah.
But, Rob's playing with, looks like we got some palette swapping going on. So I believe is that an R-bone there in the middle that survived that? Yeah, they can roll kind of juicy sometimes. It drives me nuts with the palette swaps. I can never tell what enemy's what. Oh, man.
I've said it before. Part of me has really thought about going into the base ROM and renaming, was it Scums, Ooze, Muck, to whatever their elemental weakness is, so I stop forgetting what the elemental weakness is for them.
Yeah, I don't know
think that
why.
would be frowned on.
I forget so many things from time to time in this game, but for some reason I can always remember what those are weak to, and I don't know why that's one thing that sticks. It's like that one specific thing. You know what it might have is? I ran into unrunnable mucks and volcano in a seed once that I just couldn't get away from, and I had a light 3 stick or something that was mowing them down. I'm like, oh, okay, these are weak to lightning, and then the other ones, aside from the scums being green are kind of obvious, or the oozes being green are kind of obvious, so that just kind of stuck.
I'm getting all sorts of questions about the naming conventions. Well, if the scums are weak to both fire and ice, I would just treat it like the resistance bonuses that you see in the character select, and so they'd just be like IF or FI.
Call them George R.R. Martins.
But then I'll get confused with the Georges.
Fizzle will have my head for that comment. Was this a Hags here that had the blizzard? Let's see. Well, we're not going to find out there.
Oh, there's no shards in the Titan tunnel, and it's also not incentivized, so
Yuck.
it's a sad time.
It always feels a little grr moment there when you don't find anything in the Titan tunnel. When A, like you said, it's not incentivized, and B, like sometimes that can have 3 shards in it, which feels super nice.
But we are getting our Sarda item, which is that herb.
Yeah. Runners here, 13, 14 minutes here, holding hands. The only difference so far was Ale turning in to the sages and getting the item there. I think you said it was the bottle. So
Yep.
most of this other high-fiving, hand-holding by our runners here.
It is kind of funny to have, your cave-dwelling drug dealer over here. You know, usually he gives you the crowbar, tells you to go commit some crimes in an earth cave. Here he is, he's just got the weed.
Yeah. Mummies with sleep. Yuck.
Sleep is rapidly becoming one of my least favorite things to see in the early game because
Yeah.
he's always followed up with something gross.
Yeah.
And like
it just hits. It hits all the time too.
Not only that, but like it always gets staggered. And the way the turn order works, like even with the randomization on Roost Stick on Earth 1, nice. But like even with the turn order randomization improvements, like you're gonna get sleep hit on you like in round 1 and round 2.
Yeah.
This is a harm 2 item, which is going to be helpful for all of our folks with white mages.
It's always one of those spells also that just kind of wastes a turn. Like you have your party running, 3 of them will get hit with sleep, 1 of them will be unable to run, and then the cycle goes again. They start waking up and then get put back to sleep. It's just like, oh, come on.
Hate calling out Sarah with the bottle. I will always point out Lefanish Man with the TNT saying use this to avenge the Sky Warriors. Some eyebrows are raised at that one. Kid Icarus, yes, that is correct. The turn order has nothing to do with Agi, unfortunately. Instead, your agility determines first strike and chance to be ambushed. And so, yeah, that's it's unfortunate, but like the way that the turn order randomization works, it generally favors the enemies pretty hard.
There was a whole discussion about that in the one of the channels a couple days ago that smarter people than me with coding were doing that came up with some interesting stats. So pretty cool.
John R79 asking, what does luck do? That helps you run. Which is super good now. Like in the vanilla game, it was bugged.
Yeah.
So it got fixed, and now it actually works.
Just like Temper and Lock were also bugged. They made your weapon hit less, and you made the enemies more evasive. It did the opposite effect.
I thought Temper just did nothing, but
no,
okay.
You're right. Yeah, might as well have hit less. It does nothing.
And I think the lock actually was like it worked against you instead of the enemies or something. It was real weird.
It was very strange, but it made it so that your hits were not going to hit more often for sure.
All right, our runners are going through Earth on the bottom side here. Rob's sailing away. And what is Jesus up to? Currently healing, also in Earth. Okay.
Yeah, also with the running back in vanilla, John, the enemies that were unrunnable didn't have a wait function like the randomizer has. It says where instead of running, it says wait, which lets you know the enemies that you can't run from. In the vanilla game, you didn't know that. It just said run, and you kept failing and didn't know why.
So, call out from chat was that the black mage on Ale's side is currently a brick.
Hmm.
Our lawn gnome black mage is, you know, it's nice to push the experience over to the thief with the lockpicking on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind it, and it also protects a nuke caster if you get to your shuffled fiend and
Right.
realize, oh no, I've lost a nuke caster.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm still forgetting also. I had also forgotten that we called it out. This is not going to... it's a 1 in 4 chance this isn't Lich sitting here, so...
uh-huh.
This could get spicy.
Oh, and the key is behind the vampire.
Yeah, it was here. So the lockpicking a little less fancy now.
Oh, well, I mean, we're still protecting that black mage as we're trying to box this troll down. Stinger coming out, hitting 2, which means it's actually going to do more damage than what Ale's putting out. Now, I just want to remind people that the trolls have the regenerate property, which gives them a small amount of hit points back every turn, if I recall correctly. It's real ugly.
Looking at a quick shard count here. I think I saw Darkmoon had 7, maybe? I think Ale had 5. Rom, I think, has 4. I'm assuming Jesus has at least 5 as well.
No shards in Lich's bedroom, but a nice XP chest.
Only one shard here on Earth Armory floor, affectionately named, so...
Darkmoon, I actually really like this play. Like, so Darkmoon gets the end of the chests and is like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what this fiend is. I'm gone.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a bad play. I mean, if this is Lich or Carry, fine. You know, he's leaving 2 shards on the table, which you can very easily get in some boxes along the way. If this is not, as Ale's about to show us, this could be a really good move.
So there comes the soft to get that black mage back to life, back to reality. And we get Carry here, which is super scary and super sketch because, like I said, our scaling is a little bit higher, and Nuke can do good things against Carry.
That's 400-ish damage so far, and she led with Ink, which is nice. There's about 500 and change.
Okay.
All right, we get there.
All right, so to me, that's like the raid boss down of the original Fiends.
Right.
For 2 shards. Like, as much as Kraken gave me the business on Wednesday, I'm not as afraid of Kraken generally because there are just more answers when you don't have weapons.
Right.
Darkmoon getting the tail out of Canaria locked.
Okay.
Big find once we actually have our floater and our canoe.
Yeah.
Which the herb is looking to be the canoe at this point.
I suppose it could also still be crystal or adamant. It could be another turn crown. Yeah. But yeah, looking increasingly likely that it's not going to be just some random piece of gear, unless, you know, it was Ice Cave all along.
We still need a canoe to get to Ice Cave, so it's going to be something that leads to the canoe.
Yeah, I mean, watch this be floater, and then we're both looking at it like.
Again,
okay.
we don't have locations to go to right now.
Yeah.
So it has to be a fetch or the canoe.
Let's see. Survey says. All right. Yep. That's the best possible find.
It is. So that's going to open up our ice cave. It's going to open up our ordeals. And I think that it's it as far as our key locations are concerned.
Is it? Hang on. Is
Volcano is not
okay. Yep. So, just wanted to double check that. So Jesus also mows down a carry, gets their 2 shards. So I think that puts him up to 5 or 6. He was very quick on the menu there. Dark Moon has, I think, 10. So doing quite nice here. Definitely a shard lead so far for Dark Moon. And Rob has 3. I just saw it on his screen.
So one of the things that's going to be really interesting in this flag set is seeing when our runners decide to flip that switch from I'm opening all the boxes to I'm only opening the trapped boxes that have shards in them.
Yeah. It's got to be coming, you would think, close to that point soon. Once you hit like the mid-teens with your party in these flags, I think you really want to start gearing toward just opening what you need to and just really stepping on that gas to get going.
I'm with you on that. The other thing, and I see Dark Moon thinking the same thing, he's going to save here real quick, and then he's going to go check the locked boxes here.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, especially if you wanted to check the tiles too. I don't think the tiles are worth checking right now, but none of those are locked. He's out.
Yeah. Darkmoon playing very well right now, honestly. He's making some really nice moves that you expect to see from a veteran runner. So Darkmoon now doing quite good so far, which, no surprise there. They've been around for a while.
Yeah. And now going to check the Dwarf Armory.
Mm-hmm. All the free boxes this key opens up is just wonderful. If you can just get a whole plethora of shards here, it really feels good. I say that in the first 5 are duds.
Ice Shield +5 is not a dud. Vorpal +1, okay. That's actually fine for endgame.
We got a big stick here that we might swing. Okay, Darkmoon has 9 shards, excuse me.
That's real solid right now.
Yep.
So Darkmoon has not yet gone to Crescent Lake, and so okay, we're doing slab translation now in expectation of finding a floater soon. Aelarkin already to Ordeals.
Also like that move. I love translating the slab, making Melman a single dip. And then the early Ordeals play, if Dead Pulse is still in chat, he's changed the meta with the Ordeals thought process over the last several years. So I love it.
Absolutely. All right.
Link chest was nothing. First pillar is a bit of a zonk, but at least it doesn't hurt that bad. We got warp also. This is fine. There's the zonk.
It always feels so bad when you get sent back to start. But Ale is through the maze.
Houses for less than 900 gold as well. Didn't see that earlier, so that's pretty good. Jesus, I think, has about 10 shards as well. They're menuing fast, but I think that's what I saw.
Yeah, well, Jesus had also killed Carrie in Earth, so that plays into that a bit as well.
Yep.
So one call out is with the random chest. Obviously, you're not going to know what it is until you find it. The only thing that you could really tell is it's not going to be one of the ones with shards, which is not super helpful.
Yep. 17 across the board there for AL, 15 on the Black Mage. Oh, interesting.
There is our floater coming out of Ordeals.
So interesting there. I thought he took a peek in the linked room there and didn't open that chest, but that linked chest there was trapped. I guess he was just saying, heck it, I'm going to go all the way through. But
there's no real purpose in checking it if it's just the shard, because it's not the incentive, right?
True.
You're here for the incentive. You know that if the incentive isn't in there, there's no reason to hit the box there.
Yeah,
so you're also going to hit an extra. You get the extra trap tile then too.
Yeah, makes sense. Darkmoon also making the Ordeals play.
Not doing the cheeky check of that lovely, lovely room. Darkmoon with the correct gamble in the Zonk room.
Nice. The ice cave is vanilla, so warp and exit on the red mage will make this totally fine. Warp also at level 2 for our black casters, so this is pretty trivial.
Yep.
One of our trackers, JLo, at 28 minutes. We have our first player airborne. Yes, we do. And Sawney will give the call for the floater and ordeals. So shout out to Sawney Rath for having the correct thought process there.
I'm sure Darkmoon's feeling pretty decent about that floater there too. Like,
oh yeah,
he hasn't been
pretty good.
He hasn't been like losing time here at all, really.
No.
So I think I see what Ale's doing here, and if he's not doing what I thought, ooh, he going spicy.
Okay.
So one of the things that I like to do with the warp trick is to go and check the left room first.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, just because you still get the incentive box right away, but you can check those 2 chests, and if the spike tile there is bad, you're just warping out of it instead of doing it twice.
Yep. 3 shards here in the 6-pack room is a very nice find. Ice Cave paying off right now.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
Yeah, special call out, fighter is part of the local formation for ice.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, that's suboptimal.
Yeah.
Right, that resists time on the fighter. Whew.
Yeah, that's a reset. So does Ale not have the Ice 2 helmet or the Fire 2 stick? Interesting. I don't know why it's not spamming that with the fighter and the thief, but maybe he just doesn't have them. Shrug.
The fighter was the one with elemental magic, right?
I believe so. It's very easy to forget that it's there.
Cure 4, slot 1-7 of the Gaia shop.
Darkmoon snubbing the hint-giving witch.
Which is funny because he talked to the broom to get it out of the way. And that's our vanilla masa, which is real nice.
Yeah. Oh, no way. That's the vanilla location for Cure 4? Classic Gamer. Interesting. I did not know that. I forget where vanilla spell locations are sometimes. Another one only committed to memory is Warp is slot 3 level 5. Interesting.
Now, the downside here for Darkmoon is he went to check Gaia's magic, and then he went to promote.
Yeah.
That's a little bit sad, but, you know, it's okay.
A bit of a routing decision there, but I think you'll be okay.
He is going to be very happy to be promoted, though, as that's going to open up some weapon options. It's going to open up some armor options. Nothing super exciting on the armor, but you know.
Not quite yet.
So Jesus picking up his bottle. Rob is... Where is Rob?
He's over in Titan.
Okay.
And 13 shards so far for Ale. With a crystal, gonna go give it to Matoya.
Very good.
Yeah. Darkman stuck in the nether.
Aeolus, I believe, is going to be our loot.
It is. Oh, okay. There's the Fire 2 stick. He did not pick it up from Matoya's.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
So, hypothetical go mode for Ale. We just need shards at this point.
Very true. No access to sea and sky, though, is questionable to find those remaining 15 shards. Volcano looms with its boxes, sure, but you really would like to have more dungeon access at this point. But we'll see. This is probably fine. The slow technical difficulty slide by 8 over there. I don't know why I found that so funny.
Sometimes it's more than just your internet that goes wrong, Luffy.
Sometimes. Yeah, DN1988 in chat. Where did Ale get the XCal? It was in Matoya's chest. Yes, the 3-pack in Matoya.
I had to clarify for my daughter, who is 13, that when we say chests about this game, we're talking about boxes. That was kind of funny.
Indeed.
All right, Ale going to promote now. Rob just picking up the tail there and heading on down to turn in the herb, get that canoe. And Jesus also making the ice play.
Promoted already, though. Not like it's going to make a huge difference, but I mean, he does have the Vorpal and the XCal to maybe make it a little bit easier? Question mark.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
You okay? What happened?
My computer hard locked and my save file's gone.
Oh, no.
It's
Just gone. Yep, so I tried. I got my computer back up as fast as I could, and I tried to get back in it, but it was just gone. I'd be 40 minutes down, and there's just no way to catch up from that. So.
Man, if it's any consolation, you were running very well tonight, and you were really holding your own and making some really nice plays.
Thank you.
Technology failed you today, not you. You did good.
Thank you. I love this kind of flag set. This felt a lot like doing like solo kind of co-op style. I mean, not entrance floor, but go fast, dip for shards, do that kind of thing. It felt great.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I would have been at a competitive time this time because I was like, I was making some gambles. I know you guys didn't get to see it because I was 10 minutes ahead of you, but there's a spot where you get the chime. I won't say where, in case someone hasn't done it yet. But I had that, but not the cube, so I was like, I'll just go dip the bottom of Mirage and just see if there's any shards there. I was like taking like little gambles here and there just to do stuff. It felt, and then no.
Yeah. Bummer, buddy.
Yeah.
Crap happens. What are you gonna do? Oh well. Good spirits about. I'll take my 0, and then I guess I'm out of contention. So no Platy party this time for me.
No, the beautiful thing about these is they happen every year. So I'm taking 0s every week this time too. So I'll see you next year.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. We'll do it sooner or later. It's fine. Anyway, you guys have fun. I'm just wanted to let you know what the heck happened because that was tragic.
Thank you for popping in and letting us know. There's a really adorable hate sliding the technical difficulty over where your stream was. That was really funny. So it was a good laugh for a second.
Anyway, you guys have fun with the rest of this.
Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
Yes, Kid Icar is asking about the sprites that Darkmoon was using. Yes, those are the Castlevania sprites. We have several sprites options available in the wiki, including the Castlevania ones there. There are several options. There's that chime that Darkmoon was mentioning, coming from our Lefanish man.
It feels oddly vanilla. I believe Darkmoon created those sprites as well too. He's a big Castlevania fan. I'd say if you put a gun to his head, his favorite rando would probably be Castlevania rather than Final Fantasy. But he does great work for us, and we're very grateful to have him on our team here.
Yeah, he maintains a blog / review site for Metroidvania games generally as well. So fun facts.
The sprites available? Yes. Aren't they in the... Where are they? There should be a link to those somewhere besides the wiki. Don't say wiki.
I mean,
Is it in creativity? Where is those?
so there are several sprite sheets in creativity, but all of the sprite sheets that are deemed complete and we confirm that they work with ROMs are uploaded into the wiki, so you can download the sprite sheet and import that into the randomizer.
Feels so simple every time I forget the wiki.
It's funny because I use the wiki to grab sprite sheets so I can make perlers of the sprites. So
Oh, that's right. You and I were talking perlers a couple weeks ago. I got to do some of that. I've been building Legos quite a bit lately. I've been very into doing that and reliving my childhood. Apparently,
yeah, I picked up a couple Cricut even heat ironing things. I've got a large Easy Press, and then I've got the Easy Press Mini, which is a little handheld doodle.
Oh, nice.
I thought the bigger one was going to be like super great because I've been doing pretty big projects, things that are about 12 inches by 10 inches, which is the size of the thing. But you need to have a super flat and level surface and also manage that in a way. And I'm thinking like maybe just shim the corners. I don't know, but it is very difficult to see what's going on. And I did a smaller thing with it and found out my desk is not near as flat and level as I thought it was. So it had an interesting slope.
Yeah.
Jesus taken out our volcano fiend, which I completely missed because I was talking about perlers.
It was a kraken, so it was a spicy sushi today.
It was pre-cooked calamari.
Nice. Let's see, getting his loot as well. That should be theoretical Gomo for Jesus as well. 18 shards, so looking quite nice.
That's a healthy number right there.
It is. Again, with no access to sea or sky / mirage, you're gonna still be doing key item checks and looking for things because you really want to get into those dungeons where we know Tiamat is in one of them. We'll see if our runners gamble on which one, but there's a lot of chests still to be opened that they haven't checked yet.
So, Ale getting the mythical, the magical, the waterfall robot has the Oxy Ale.
I was kind of hoping that would be the cube, the way Dark Moon was talking when he popped in here. It's a vanilla chime, vanilla cube would have been really funny, but I mean, there's not many things better than single dipping on rack and walking into the Oxy Ale in waterfall. That feels pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Kid Icarus, that's an amazing story.
So that's good. I like that. Cuban mermaids, Davian calling for it. We'll see. Random unlocked, so it can be anywhere. The Kraken play, Kraken side play is the correct one in my opinion. Which you see Ale right here going left side initially. We'll see if they continue. Yeah, he's gonna go this way. This makes sense. Rob having a little bit of a tougher time with this Kraken. Big nuke roll there for 300. We got some more harm 4s in the chamber, some more nukes. Fire tube, let that black mage live. Oh boy. 1 HP left on that black mage. Harm 4, 117. Nuke goes off again. 276. Down goes Kraken in Volcano. Level 20 across the board there for the surviving party members for Rob.
That is scary right there.
Yeah.
And a follow-up fight right as you leave, just great.
Yep.
It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love that people are calling for a cube to come in Bubbles' room specifically. Bubbles Soda Company thanks you for the patronage here.
Yep. I will carbonate bubbles every time I walk in that floor, even if I find the item before I go to her room, because you have to. It's like, saving the animals versus killing the animals in Super Metroid. No matter what, you have to make that choice, and I choose to release bubbles from this world every time.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say is I didn't realize coming into the Duck Don position here that I was going to become an influencer of the community memes to the degree that I have. So
It's pretty cool.
all right, Ailmarkin, on to the Kraken area. We shall see if it's Tia or Lich. Either way, it'll be entertaining, I'm sure.
Yeah. At minimum, 2 more shards here, or no, 4 shards either way, actually, because of the dungeon.
Oh, it's time to slam heal potions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the mummies have glance. That's real gross.
Maybe that's what took out the Black Mage and Earth all that while ago.
Deadpool's, I know that you don't like it when I don't incentivize ordeals, but I kind of rotate those around a little bit, except Volcano. Volcano is largely unincentivized every time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that was a Bracked Tiamat in C.
Turn 1 to high 5 Ailmarkin. And that was fast, but I want to say that's 23 or 24 shards for Ale. Still no key item, though, has to go back in.
23 levels as well, which is pretty good.
Nice. Jesus at the 19. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we called out that Opal +3 bracelet. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely missed that one.
So, a little call out as this is relevant to everything here. So, the Duck Derby flags. As you know, I posted the update about our week 4 flags being changed because of the bug, but also a little bit of scaling concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And when the changes were being tossed around, that's where Dead Pulse was like, hey, what's with this unincentivized ordeals? And I'm like, my dude, it's a thing sometimes. Also, I do want to say thank you to everybody who was involved in the repro steps last night trying to figure out that bug,
Mm-hmm.
as that was a fun expedition.
We were up kind of late messing around with that.
Yeah, I went to bed at 2 a.m. after doing some stuff with that. It was pretty great.
Your 2 a.m. is my 3 a.m. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and Sony, we killed Sony's TV. So the seed that I found not only killed the Duck Derby Week 4 for a period of time, it also killed Sony's television.
Yeah, because we needed to test it on hardware as well as MU. So
I'm sorry.
So yes, it was an exciting evening last night as we finally got a seed that we could reliably reproduce the bug. It was really funny, honestly.
Was adamant on Mermaid's side over here. Ale gonna continue to look at boxes to see. Hey, free gold.
Heck yeah.
And that is level. It's 24 shards for Ale. I saw 4 complete lines there, so that's 4 more shards and go.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of little equipment jiggling going on there.
Yeah.
Is he saving? He's saving bubbles for last.
That's my guy.
Traps are in the corner. Heck yeah.
Nobody puts babies in a corner where everybody puts bubbles in a corner.
All right. Jesus checking Sharknado floor and is on to get on to the Tiamat fight.
Mm-hmm.
Ale officially done with this on-rack continent and is going to go turn in that adamant to get the cube or the crown or something.
Yeah. What do you think right here? Like, would you do this turn, or would you say, you know what, let me go and gamble on the 16, 17 or so chests in Mirage and just see if I can find my last 3 shards there? What would you do?
Ooh, that's a really, really good question.
Right? Just curious.
All right. Hate has put the artwork into the Dark Moon spot. I was inspired to bring this up because we had talked about the squid story, but I also saw Rob Draven's color palette swap, and yes, art is very important.
Rob up to 18 shards right there as well.
So I guess if I'm gambling on 3 shards, I don't trust 18 chests to hold them.
Yeah. When you know it's a 50-50 that this crown turns into cube versus well, you know, it's not even 50-50. It has to be cube at this point. Because the cube can't be in actual sky. So yeah, you know, I guess that kind of takes the fun out of the thought there. But you know, anyway, it was a thought.
And he's not even going to go for the chest, which actually I respect because we know
Yeah.
it's Lich at the top.
Yeah.
And so just go for the 4 for killing the fiend.
Mhm.
Maybe take a couple extra fights in the course of the bridge.
Yep.
You could end up real solid off of that, and you're going to get your required shards.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to get this ribbon. I don't think anybody's picked up one yet, and there's one, you know, for free here on Sky 2. So you're gonna want this.
I thought I saw one ribbon on Jesus's side.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen one that I could remember.
Good man, Jesus. So that there's questions about Jesus' strategy here. I think he's down to 2 shards.
Oh yeah.
So he might be a little bit more willing to gamble on the 18 boxes of Sky.
Yeah.
Plus the 3 Toflock that I think he hasn't checked.
I don't think anybody's checked the Toph locks yet. They've checked all the other locks so far, but not Toph. And he's gambling on it being in Toph.
I can understand that. Well, he still has Chime. Like he can
He
check
can,
that.
yeah.
But
Okay.
if there were 2 in there, how big brain would that have looked?
That would have been, you know, galaxy brain strats there.
Meanwhile, Ale is at a Lich. Rob is going through ordeals, finally going to pick up that floater. And there is Ale cleaning up the shard count for himself, and off and away we go.
Let's see. How many are trapped here? I see none on floor 1.
Ooh, that's concerning.
Yeah.
This could very quickly turn into a gamble gone wrong.
Yep. Ale 52-45 through the teleporter into the past.
We've got a long Topher in front of us, and man, these Frosties are thick. Just like swarms of them.
Oh, I saw one. I think there's only one here. Maybe there's 2. Oh, again.
Encounters, stop, please.
Please. None.
Ooh.
Oh boy. AL validation checks here. Yeah.
And then the realization, I don't have the cube. I got to get out of here.
Mhm.
So where is Jesus going to go from here?
Got to get that adamant. He didn't get out of C if he wants to continue. Thought he cleared out. Did you leave some stuff behind here?
He may have left a few behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he didn't check the exit floor,
Okay.
and if he didn't check top left, I'm not sure what exactly he checked or didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But those could carry the 2 that he needs.
It could. And yeah, Sawney in chat there calling out Castle, Elf Castle and Northwest were both checked, and there were no shards there. Maybe there was one in the Elf Closet, but there was none at Northwest.
Okay, Rob heading over to get the skyboat. Yeah, Jesus didn't check any of this, so he's going to get the 3 from the 6-pack, and that's going to
Oh, okay, that's big.
be... Yeah.
Oof, that's a sigh of relief moment right there.
All right, we got a Lich 2 on Ailmarkin's side, and there it goes.
We do?
Used to have a Lich 2.
Something happened with the HP of his party, though. So did Lich have something nasty?
Musta.
Maybe like a nuke or a nuclear? Oh, he opened with nuke. Okay.
Oh, opening with nuke is, yeah, it's a thing, all right.
That's what I get for not paying attention to and then looking at Jesus open these boxes.
All right, Rob has picked up the Masa. Now, we shall see if... Oh, Jesus gets the nuke out. It killed the 1 fighter.
Okay. Right.
Oh, it's just a mage left. All right. Jesus is safe. Does not get zapped into oblivion like we saw on Ale's side.
Yep.
And exits out. So that's Jesus having all of the required shards as well.
Mm-hmm. Ailmark empowering through carry 2 right there. On to Kraken 2 floor. Unfortunately, these fiends are not shuffled, so this is vanilla.
We had our fun.
Yeah. I think I just thought of something terrible there, though. Any of our devs out there want to shuffle the fiends and Temple of Fiends? That would be really cool.
I mean, it shouldn't be that hard because you're just talking about like moving a spike tile, like.
Sonny, calm it down. You move Kraken 1 spot forward. Oh my god. Why does that feel so terrible? Alright, Ninja takes a punch. Nuke comes out. 117. No surprise there. Nuke gonna be whatever when it comes to Fiends. 104 again, even lower. Another nuke, 130. X-Cow swing. 3 hits, 144. Kraken has Blizzard. We're still fine. 4 hits, 298. Down goes Kraken.
Jesus, meanwhile, onto the earth floor. Rob gets the promotion. He's only down 6 shards. So that's not terrible, but still needs to hit up ice and actually ice, because of crystal to loot, but also that's going to give plenty of shards. Might actually put Rob into go mode as well.
Yeah, point of order here. Tia led with nuclear, and Ale's down to 14 heal pots going into this fight, so he needs to finish this very quickly.
Did he fizzle his beefs?
No, he's had to shotgun those pots. That turn 1 nuke from Lich mowed down a lot of pots right there on Earth floor.
Yeah, but even so, like, you're not typically going through more than 40 in the process there. So, like, there's had to have been some missing, right?
Possibly, but we'll see. He's got just enough here to get the fighter up and maybe throw a little bit more on the rest of the party somewhere. Yeah, he's going to spread them out as best he can. All right, here we go.
Yep.
All right. We got a fast. We got a lock. We got a swing and some temper. Lock goes out. Hits. Chaos leads with nuke. This is trouble town. Oh boy. Okay.
That was a big nuke too.
It was. Yeah. Black Mage Slub, 4 hits, 135. Vorpal doing Vorpal things. We have no heal pots left either to do heal pot strats here. Fast goes off. That's helpful. More temper. Never mind. Swing. 5 hits, 186. This Vorpal is not doing its job just yet. 3 hits, 9 damage, going in the wrong direction. 8 hits, 219. Nuclear. Oh boy.
Huh.
Well, that is a very unkind Temple of Fiends, with lots of fiends doing fiend things. Okay. Well.
That was rough.
Yeah.
All right. So Jesus onto the Kraken floor. Rob going through the waterfall, which will get the Oxyale, and you can bet your bottom dollar going to the Kraken side to kill Tia, get 4 shards that way, which I think will clear him up.
Yeah, there's 2 right here in Waterfall as well, so he might only need 1 more or so if he got the 3 out of ice.
The main thing is, I don't think he's gone to ice yet. We don't see the crystal lit up. So that is a critical piece of the puzzle there.
I thought he was in ice a little while ago, though, because he had the bottle. He turned that in to get the masa. We don't have that checked either.
Could also be just a delay on the tracker app.
Could be.
Sometimes that happens.
Could be.
Notable that Rob is also up to 24 on some number of party members.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus working through Tia 2. Ale on to Lich 2.
Let's see. Life on the Red Mage feels real good. Tier 3. Yeah, we're down to 20-something heal pots for Jesus as well. So this has just been a rude Temple of Fiends, because we could not have... All right, we could have, but unlikely that we had 2 of our runners, flub their heal pots.
Yeah.
Possible, but unlikely.
Very concerning.
Yeah, this is a rude Temple of Fiends.
I rolled a good one, man.
You did. We can't make it too easy on these guys. These are our veterans anyway. I mean, we'll see.
We shall see, Classic Gamer.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Jesus, gonna see if they have some better luck. We got a first turn nuclear in our chamber here for Chaos, though, so... lots of buffs going out. Lock goes out. Hits. Second lock hits. Okay. Chaos leads with ink this time. Far less troublesome. Ruse and a fast. We're going to fast the ninja even. We're going to ruse. And here comes the temper. First swing. 9 hits, 59 from that masa. Not going to do it. There's the nuke. Roll big on the Black Mage. Black Mage down. No more temper. The Knight's still pretty healthy with 423 HP, though. So we're going to switch to nukes by our other party members. Swing from that Vorpal. 6 hits, 231. Cure 3 goes out. Heals the Knight back up. Life in battle. That's a thing.
Sure is.
But we're just going to lock. Okay. Swing by that Vorpal. 7 hits, 29. Behold the mighty Vorpal. 8 hits, 138. Nuclear again. Down goes the ninja. Bane comes out. It's chaos. 8 hits, 348. 8 hits, 291. Fire 3. 8 hits, 264. Down goes Chaos. Terminated. Get your GGs out in chat for Jesus the Frog, finishing with a race time.gg time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. GGs.
That is good for third place overall. First place finisher off stream, Guardian Marcus with a time of 59:12. Second place, Fryteeth with a 102.57, just squeaking in 8 seconds before Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if Jesus wants to join us for a little gabbing here.
Yeah.
There he is in the waiting room. Let's steal him on up. Hello, Jesus. How you doing, man?
GGs.
GG.
So a little bit of a clench moment on that chaos. Tell us about that Temple of Fiends real quick.
Yeah.
Couple of Fiends was fine, except for Lish 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Chaos was a little scary at the end there, but I had enough HP on the Knight. I could just power through another nuclear or two. Probably wasn't too worried. Had the buffs up.
So, Shard Hunt Monster in a Box. How do you feel about that?
It's good. Not my favorite style, but it's fun. I will say, the one thing I want to say about the seed is I went into Ice, I went straight for the incentive. For some reason, warped straight out and forgot it was Shard Hunt for that one dungeon. And then there's like 8 shards in there, apparently. I could have skipped all boxes in Sea and not gone into Sky, cost me like 3 or 4 minutes, just for some reason opening 0 boxes in Ice.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It happens. And, you went back, you're able to, correct your course and pick up your shards. As you see Ale here, down to 22 HP, 9 hits, 442. Ale.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw Ale's first dive. That was pretty rough.
Yeah. Ale finishing 4th place overall, time 105.17. GG's Ale.
We're seeing if Ale wants to join us as well in here. So Jesus, any suggestions or feedback for the Ducks as they get ready to do this themselves in the weekly?
Yeah, one thing that's hard for me personally to keep in mind in Shard Hunt is you don't need to kill all the fiends. You don't need every fiend dungeon item. Like, even though I knew it was Shard Hunt, I keep being like, it's Shard Hunt, it's Shard Hunt. I would go straight for fiend kills. I mean, they're 2 shards, 4 shards. It's a good source of shards. But at a certain point, I was like, I don't need to get the item out of C that's going to fetch quest into the cube. I can just skip it and get shards. I have the loot.
Yeah, being down to 2 shards required and seeing 0 in Mirage was...
Yeah, I was sure. I was like, okay, I skipped Chest and Ice, but I've got all of Mermaids and all of Mirage. I can get 2 shards in those like 30 chests. No.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that happens, and it is strange when it does because it's not common, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, Sky and Mirage combined being like 20% of the total count of chests is like... You think that it's going to hold a lot of shards, and then just seeing none of them in the first 18 boxes is weird.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, giving Rob a little bit of the business here. Fade goes out 118, swing by that massive 10, 298. There we go. We got through.
Rob, you got healed, buddy.
He doesn't have life on that white mage.
Oh no.
Remember?
Well, yeah, Life 1 is not available on the White Mage. Life 2 would have been if located. Which I don't know that we saw necessarily, which probably means it was level 8.
Yeah.
So talking about party composition, I was feeling pretty good about my Thief Fighter Black Red choice when I saw the level 1 nuke.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even better when White Magic hit. nothing the first like 5 levels.
I
And
had
the
Fade at
better
level
about
3.
I saw Ale took the same party.
Yeah, the fighter thief red black was probably the correct call here. With the blur sings on the characters for one, and for two, the magic, like you said, was very choice for the black mage, and there was not much sitting there in the way of white magic. You had Harm 4, you had Fade, sure, but wasn't much else out there.
Apparently, Life 2 was level 7 on rack.
Hey, Guardian Marcus in chat. Shout out to him, our first place finisher tonight.
Jesus, you were gonna say something.
Oh yeah, I like the shuffled item magic pool. I was really excited when I got that fast staff. But I actually had 3 other fast casters, so I didn't need it, which is a bit disappointing.
Oh my god. Nightmare Evenman, slow 2, please.
Oh yeah, we had the curated magic on for this, and we forgot to talk about that. Whoops.
Yeah.
Hey Ducks, the item magic pool is randomized, and the item magic is from the curated set, so, yeah. It's in the equipment section, a little bit down, Hate. Equipment and items at the bottom.
No lower, other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
There it is.
Spellcasting gear on the right.
Yep. Spellcasting gear, second one down. Yep. Alright, Ruse going out for Rob here on Tiamat. More Ruse. 300 HP, more Ruse. Looking okay. We're going to get a test swing here. 3 for 188. Nuclear for 170. 126 left on the fighter. 126 on that nuclear. Ink comes out, does whatever. Another swing. 5 for 137. Inferno for 81. Punch misses. Swing. 4 hits 38. And then a nuclear comes out.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a spooky Tia, all right.
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay.
Oh, there was some fizzling of the beefs here.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, Lord Fizzlebeef once had an unfortunate loss of a race due to forgetting to buy heal potions before going to Topher.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Crescent Lake.
Magic, perhaps?
It must be.
Yeah, there's that single life. No life 2.
Cure 3 is a very reasonable pickup, though. Like,
Yeah.
if it's in slots you weren't going to use a whole heck of a lot either, anyway, but just it's really strong in combat heal. It's decent as far as a replacement for potions sometimes. All right, we're going again. Not getting swarmed by frosties like we saw on Ale's screen when he went in. Did you also see the swarm of frost dragons at the start of Topher, Jesus?
Yeah, I think I ambushed a 3-pack, and that was it.
Well, on Ale's screen, there was back-to-back, like, one step apart, 2 encounters of frosties.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on.
They were chunky, too. I hope he did not burn a heal too there. Those life spells are precious from that ninja.
Oh, yeah, that is a concern.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, we're joined in the booth by our 4th place runner on overall and 2nd place on stream, Ale Markin. GG's.
Hey, thanks, friend. Sorry, walked away to do some laundry and came back and missed my second Topher dive.
It was very interesting. 22 HP, way to punch. Nice job.
I mean, sometimes turn order says it hates you, like, oh, look, chaos, nuke nuclear. Hope you don't like those 0 heal pods you had. And then other times it's like, hey, maybe the Masa will win out over the Vorpal, which it did tonight. So
Mhm.
That Lich 2 just took out Rob's Ninja and Black Mage again. Ah.
Rob, I feel you right now, my friend. That is a rude Lich 2.
I didn't bother looking. I'm assuming Life 2 was level 8.
It was Onrak, apparently.
Yeah, level 7.
Okay.
Apparently.
So that was why I skipped taking the White Mage, because that minus life, we were talking in the ration beforehand. So minus life means we're not learning the life spell, so now you're taking your chances with Life 2 landing somewhere. But anytime the White Mage learns like level 8 magic, and you just completely lock out an entire tier of magic, it gets really sketch if you're trying just to rely on the White Mage for like a life cast.
Yep.
I hear you. The White Mage wasn't bad this seed. The Harm 4 and Fade being relatively learnable wasn't bad. I definitely had like some questions about. I mean, let's talk about that real quick, actually. So you have a no ribbon red mage. So you have the availability of black magic. You kind of hope for what you got tonight. You have a white mage with no life. I know, Ale, you're a fan of the red mage generally, but like, talk through that choice real quick.
So no ribbon red mage just feels like, I don't know, cross your heart, hope you get life in 1 through 3 that Knight can learn. That way you have a backup one to when your red mage goes down. Like I said, minus life on a white mage who already has level 8 spells built in kind of feels like a really big gamble, just because, yeah, you might be able to equip a ribbon, but at the same time, if life and life 2 both land at level 8, you're still completely life locked, and that white mage is useless for its primary job. So for me, I'd rather roll the dice and say, hey, maybe I won't see a lot of insta-kill nonsense, and maybe this red mage will survive to cast life on somebody. And that's kind of the way I went with it.
Jesus, your thoughts on that?
With the blessing of the thief, you have a life caster guaranteed right there. So
As long as you can keep that ninja alive, right?
Yeah. God,
I
man,
mean,
that white mage on Rob's side was doing so much damage. Then Kraken was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about you."
This is a very. Oh, okay. Finally, we get real damage numbers out of the fighter.
Yeah.
Is Spider not swinging the X-Cap?
He's got the Masa, I think.
Mm.
All right, we're not even going to ruse here. We're just going to swing. 5 hits, 187. Nuclear by Tiamat. Punch for 129. Another swing. 5 hits, 72. Another swing. 4 hits, 155. Ink from Tiamat. Inferno again. We got another nuclear coming around the corner here. Another punch. Another swing. 5 for 178. 5 for 247. Down goes Tia. Wow. Rob, the stones on this guy.
Rob.
The stones on this guy.
Yeah, with all these early not insta kills, but like nuke from Lich, nuke / nuclear from Tia, and then both of them from Chaos. It's like, it feels like the right answer is just to swing and hope you do big numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was not a kind Topher.
There's that turn 1 ink from Chaos. Punch. Oh my god.
Stone touch Chaos? Really?
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I saw that on when he knocked out my thief, I think, on the second dive, and I was like, oh, that's gross.
Oh my.
Oh.
Yeah. And with that, we did see Rob with the dot forfeit there. Rob, joining us in the booth, sir. What was that? The chaos.
GG's.
GG's.
GG's. That's what I'd like to know.
Oh my.
I mean, I was fine ban moding Chaos there, But the moment I'm sitting there, it's like I get down 44 life on Tia, get the chaos. I'm like, okay, I just gotta ruse up. I've got a chance. Stone touch, first hit. Crap.
That's something you don't see very often on
No,
these
you don't.
tier 2 fiends, especially chaos. So I mean, death touch, sure, you can see every now and again, but stone touch is rare. So that's a rough one.
Yeah, no, I just went through and I mean I've been listening to the last like little bit since I finished, and yeah, I could see there. I saw a lot of points there. Yeah, I like it was a toss up between that red mage and white mage, and I just kind of like, why not? Probably should have gone with the red mage. I mean, 2 nukes have probably been better, but hindsight's 2020.
So we asked Jesus already about this, but Ale, Rob, what are you guys going to give as far as advice to our ducks who are going to be running into the weekly of this flag set?
Don't run this seed.
Sage-like advice right there.
I think the biggest thing to know or to maybe take away from watching this race tonight is have a backup plan in place, just in case your first plan ends in like a nuclear chaos. That, and maybe remember that your ninja has heal, and maybe going with more than 80 heal pots.
That would have helped too, yeah.
Did all of you guys flub your heal pots going in there? Like, because every one of you were down to like 10 or 12 going on to Chaos Floor or Tiamat. Did you all forget to do that? That's how dare you?
I checked. I had 90. I thought that would be enough with the heal on the ninja. I wasn't counting on Lich taking out 2 characters in the first combat.
Yeah, that's fair. Usually Lich is meaningless and trivial, and this time he decided that he wanted to roll vanilla script and just say hi and rob you of 40 heal pots right off the get. So go figure.
Yeah,
I think that was the biggest thing, is just RNG with it, because I think I went in with low to mid 80s for the heal pots, and then even with Lich, both of the dives that I took, he had that he managed to get his nuke out before I could get him down, and it always rolled like 200 on every character. So you figure that's a good 30 heal pots down the drain just from one encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that the other fiends also had a bunch of nonsense too, like Kraken had whatever leading into Blizzard. Tia had the nuke/nuclear, whatever. So it's you have all these high damage skills, like literally first turn, and it's like, okay, well, I didn't want to heal anyways, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm seeing this. The Kid Icarus in chat. So many nukes going around among the fiends. The one thing to note for you ducks, those nukes are the nukes that are on those fiends are shuffled between just those fiends and Mormec. So there's a lot of nukes going on. So be prepared for some nukes in Topher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they get spread out in strange ways because of the no consecutive nuclear flag. You get the benefit of not necessarily having a possible 700, 800 damage thrown at your characters back to back, between 2 rounds. But that actually makes the first turn nuke or nuclear a little bit more likely, as it tends to spread them out among the fiends more. So I think we should be ready for final thoughts here. So let's start with Jesus, our first on-stream finisher. Final thoughts.
I've got nothing.
All right.
I'm tired. That's all.
Same.
I hear you.
Understandable.
Ale Markin, final thoughts.
I think Shard Hunt with entrance floor shuffle turned off is a lot of fun, because it can really lean into a good gamble paying off. Like, hey, you only need 4 shards. Maybe not having the cube isn't a bad thing, because you might find all 4 in Mirage. So I think it really leans into making a gamble and hoping you're rewarded for it. So playing smart and playing the odds definitely can be a good strategy with these kind of flags. So I really enjoy them.
All right, and Rob, final thoughts.
Yeah, I kind of have to echo. I really like Shard Hunt myself, almost as much as Inches Floor Shuffle. But yeah, just see wasn't great tonight, but I've been in worse, so have fun. Really, that's the point of this whole thing.
All right, Luffy, do you have any final thoughts here?
No, I think we've covered most everything over the last hour and a half or so chatting. Shout out to our two trackers, JLo and Sawney Wrath, keeping us straight there. Hate for the restream. Our runners for just persevering through a Temple of Fiends that was just out to get you guys tonight. So the GG's to that. Tough luck to Rob, and that stone touch was rare, so that's something you don't see every day. So take some pride in that, and shout out to my co-com, my partner in the duck program here, Saracen, for getting everything going tonight. And I look forward to getting that seat up tomorrow and seeing how you guys do.
Absolutely. So I've got it already vetted, and so we'll be getting that up somewhere around probably 10 a.m. tomorrow. Maybe a little earlier. I'm doing a little something special at the house tomorrow. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to seeing how everybody enjoys Shard Hunt and the Monster in a Box and the Shuffled Fiends, which I forgot that I did, which was great. I hope all of our runners had fun with that too. If you are interested in doing any of our race crew positions in any of the rest of the boot camp, or mainly tracking is the thing that we're looking for the Platy party, and potentially restreaming. But I think Hate's been with us most every night. Maybe there was one that Hate wasn't on for it, but
Maybe the first night. It's been mostly Hate holding us down, though.
I think we had Chanigan one night, but
Yep.
But definitely, come hang out and join the race crew if that's something that you're interested in. We are happy to get you onboarded into that, and it's a good time. It lets you really focus in on what's going on. Sometimes it's easy to get distracted by whatever I'm gabbing about, and yeah. Couple reminders real quick. If you have not yet signed up for the Duckling Derby, the link is pinned in the Duck Boot Camp channel. Make sure that you do that by Saturday, the 29th. Or is that Sunday? No. Yes, Saturday, the 29th. Get my days mixed up.
Confirm.
Make sure that you are signed up by Saturday, the 29th. That is when the registration closes. So right now, I think we have 13 people entered, and you get a little Discord role. It helps us ping you when we're ready to do that. And the whole thing is just, hey, what days and times are you available? So just a big scheduling questionnaire. That's it. So we want to make sure that we can get everybody in on the Derby that wants to be in on it. I am happy to announce that with the changes made to the Week 4 flags of the Derby, we're calling it final. So, if you were concerned about any other changes coming out, unless there is a crippling bug that somehow shows its ugly head in these flags, and I don't foresee that happening, we have the final version of the flags posted now. And the only one that changed was Week 4. So just keep that in mind. We're talking about potentially maybe doing a little something special for Dead Pulse's next VOD review, or not his next one, the Week 6 VOD review, because it falls on his wedding anniversary. So, GG's on that, my buddy. And maybe get together a couple of vets to talk through the flag sets and, poke at interesting things. It's a little idea that Dead Pulse threw out there. So we'll see about that happening. With all that said, I think I'm done here. We'll see you in the Discord. Have a good night, all you lovely people, and thank you again to all of our people here. Hate, JLo, Sonny, Luffy. You're great. All right,
Night,
have a good night, everybody.
Night, guys.